Good morning, Rebecca Elliott.
Good morning, Mrs. Hudson, and welcome to Don't Laugh Butts.
I felt slightly Robin Williams-esque there.
Robbie Williams.
Robin
Williams.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, Vietnam and all that.
Yeah, I last night,
love that film.
I did a great gig, and before I went on stage, I just said, Robin Williams. You know, there's a lovely, beautiful quote. I don't know if you know this quote. It's like, you wouldn't feel fear if you knew who walked with you.
Yeah,
so that's a beautiful thing.
Nice.
And I think of that before I go on stage quite a lot. And so last night before I went on stage, I was like, Robin Williams, come on stage with me.
Oh, and it worked because you nailed it. Right?
It was a fun gig. It was only a fun gig. It was a big gay comedy show.
Yeah.
I'll be talking about that in my Heroes in a minute when we talk, because we're doing Heroes today.
We are.
Spoiler alert.
I know.
And
I don't think it spoiled it.
It was such a great gig. The stage was great. The sound was great. And they had a glittery backdrop. Golden. Do you think
you should have that everywhere you go?
Everywhere.
Just even walking down the street, just walk with someone holding a glittery backdrop behind you.
Yeah, I think at
every turn.
Yeah, it's my rider of life.
Don't Laugh But is brought to you by Kirsty Hudson and Rebecca Elliott. Two women talking, and to a lesser extent, listening to each other for your amusement.
We should have riders in life, shouldn't we?
I think so.
Why are they called riders?
I don't know.
But we should. I think that I'm only going to show up today in life if I get.
Okay. Should we start the show?
Yeah, let's do it. Welcome. Yeah. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Welcome.
Hope you're well.
It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was sick last week.
Have you missed us? You were sick. I was working.
I know Claire's missed us from By the Light in Bury St Edmunds.
Has she?
Yes.
We've got a fan.
A fan in Bury St Edmunds. Hello, Claire.
Yeah,
welcome.
Claire.
She missed us.
We had a really good message from one of our butters.
Oh,
this week.
I love a button message.
Right, who said that she's listened to every single episode. God love her, because I think she's probably the only one.
Wow.
I mean, you haven't listened to every episode.
I listened to one.
She's only just realised. She's just realised that the butters that we refer to isn't a couple that we know.
Isn't a couple.
She thought it was like Deborah and John Butter.
Oh, I love that. She is my Deborah and John Butter.
Yeah, so she wasn't aware of that. When we refer to butters, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Don't Laugh Butters. That's the fans.
It's
not Deborah and John Butter.
I love that we call them fans. They're just people who listen.
Sometimes fans.
There's people who just dip in. I've got nothing else to do.
No, I know.
I'm slightly bored.
Yeah.
I'll pop it on.
Yeah, why not?
And then it gets slightly more bored.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Well done. What's getting on your tit end this week? What are you angry about? Because you seem quite angry.
Yes, I have been angry. I've been angry for a while now.
Yeah, you have.
I've been dull. I've been slightly low, slightly on the flat, dull
you're
edge.
never dull, Kirsty. Never. Come on.
Well, human beings confuse me. I've always been a great fan of a human.
Of the human.
Like, put them up there on pedestals. Like, we're good, we're kind, we're honest, we're brave people. But recently I've been like, like when you hear the trolling things and people saying mean things and wanting to bring people down, and like the Caroline Flack situation. I know it's tragic. I'm just going to touch on it briefly. I didn't know about what she'd done or didn't do and all those things, and I think that there was an element of like, even after the fact, that we want to be unkind about people who do really well.
I know, want to bring them down.
And it just made me feel quite tragically sad in a way that I didn't think I would feel sad. And I'm sure other people are feeling it as well. Like that kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I like to start with something quite light.
I know.
That's
down, let me bring you into something very light.
It's been snowing. We all got to reference that.
I know. It's kind of going now. My daughter was so excited this morning. She went to school at 8:30 a.m. all wrapped up.
Oh.
Her winter coat was slightly too tight for her.
She didn't care.
She didn't care.
Did she wear a hat?
Yeah.
Well done.
And
Benji refuses to wear a hat.
Oh.
But what's your opinion on people walking in the snow with their kids, right, in this country?
Right.
Where we don't have snow very often. It's a rarity.
Yeah.
With an umbrella up.
Well, firstly, the fact that they can find their umbrella or even own an umbrella
it's impressive.
They are literally incredible human beings.
But when it's snowing, I was walking to school with Benj,
right,
and there are parents there keeping their kids under the umbrella.
Right.
I was like, feel the snow on your face. Stick your tongue out.
Kids on. Yeah, my neighbour did that. She had her two daughters. All of them had an umbrella.
Well, it's impressive that
It's very impressive
that she could think ahead. But I'm just saying, don't use protection in the snow.
Don't use protection.
In the snow.
And
just
things falling
rained down on by,
things falling from the sky are exciting, aren't they?
Well, generally, yes.
Unless it's a piano.
Yeah, that doesn't often happen.
Or you don't remember the Wile E. Coyote videos where there was always the rock falling?
Always. Yeah.
It never happens, does it?
That poor coyote. I always felt sorry for him.
Yeah, and he was.
He got a bad rap.
He wasn't that wily.
No, he wasn't, was he?
No. Does wily mean like sneaky?
Yeah, but he always got hit by a piano falling from the sky or something.
I feel like I let myself down quite a lot, Rebecca Elliott.
What? That's random. What are you talking about?
I'm not very sharp.
You're not very sharp
today?
No,
I'm not sharp generally. Like someone, like you make sharp comments quite often. Like
barbed.
Not barbed, not mean, not offensive. I mean, there's that as well. But you say like witty things and it takes a moment for me to go, oh, like, like I was feeling a bit deaf last week. And you go, what was that? And I go, I was feeling a bit deaf last week.
It's a way
it's like, it just takes me a while. And I just think, I mean...
No, because you're very quick on stage.
On stage I seem to manage. If I've got a microphone in my hand, I'm okay.
Well, treat it like that now. Come on.
Yesterday, I was told on 2 separate occasions that I'm naturally funny, right?
Well, you are naturally funny.
But what does that mean? Like,
it means you're funny.
Naturally. Like, and I was so not being funny naturally. Oh.
What
One thing I want to talk to you about is my drama group.
Yeah.
We've talked about these. They have special needs.
Learning difficulties, yeah.
All kinds of different kinds of needs.
I've been in once. It was twice, in fact. It was a joy.
Yeah. So I've been
Beautiful
thinking.
People.
I've been thinking about this. I was feeling like I said, I've been feeling low and a bit vulnerable and a bit crappy for the last few weeks. And I went in and they kind of sensed it almost, and I'm like, hello, let's get going with the drama. This is what we're going to do today. And as I'm doing that, someone's taking my coat off, hanging it up.
They're being your carers.
They are. They folded my scarf up. Someone even went down to do my shoes up. I'm like, because my shoes were undone.
I did your shoes up the other day.
I know. My husband does it. Again, I'm not sure if I need a care or PA or both at different times in my life. And then I went to the gym and I forgot my money because I'm always forgetting things. It's like I can't seem to function on the same level as regular.
But you don't need to, Kirsty, because you're naturally awesome.
Naturally funny.
Yeah, let other people tie your shoes. If you've got people who are willing to do that, you're above that. You're like the Queen.
Yeah, like I don't need it, do I suppose?
No.
My husband is my... I don't know. My husband is my carer. Like, he just follows me around.
He puts up with a lot.
He really does. And he carries things for me all the time. And like the load of the house. And I don't know. He just is a good human. But this woman, I went and I forgot money. I went to the gym, forgot money. And I said...
It's a separate story.
Yeah, it was separate to what?
Well, you were just talking about your group.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying is that they're with them. Like, they're just, you think of them as like they have so much to offer.
I know we haven't started the show yet. We're not talking about heroes yet, but when we're talking about heroes, they would be the overlooked people in society that we wouldn't think of as heroes. People with severe learning difficulties.
Yeah.
And yet, utterly, isn't that heroic?
Yeah, functioning incredibly
just
well.
So empathetic, so caring, and look after you when you're coming in to do, And
like, there's one in there, so one woman interrupts all the time, and so I kind of remind, we're going to try because everyone's going to get everyone else a chance. And so I'm always praising her how well she's doing, like not interrupting. And then she was interrupting me quite a lot and sort of saying things. And then she's like, Kirsty, aren't I doing well at not interrupting? I'm like, yeah, man, that's legendary is what you're doing. Like,
you're nailing that non-interrupting thing.
And I just think that's fascinating. But we do overlook these people that somehow seem to have very little to offer, and I think it's arguable that they have way more to offer.
Oh, way more.
It's exciting.
We've spoken about this before, but I'm passionate about it.
Well, let's just underpin that. We've underpinned it.
I put flour in my coffee this morning.
Oh.
Talking about people who need a carer.
So I
had a bag of white flour. I had a white bag of sugar. Okay.
Oh, well, they are both on the countertop.
Yeah, because it was pancake day this week. Yeah?
How many did you eat?
And I am a tosser.
Aye.
You're aware of that.
Yeah. How many did you eat?
I just had one.
What?
I know. I was making them, 2 each for the rest of the family.
2? They only had 2 each?
Yeah.
What kind of pancake eaters are they?
Oh, come on. They're proper made, Did you buy pancakes or did you make them?
I'd make them, mate.
Matt flipped one as well.
Did he?
I've never been able to do that properly.
No.
They always fold.
That's impressive.
Delia Smith's recipe.
What do you have?
Never goes wrong.
What do you have on your pancakes?
I went for a little bit of maple syrup.
Oh.
I knew that whatever I said because this is the kind of pissy mood you're in at the moment. Whatever I said, you would have gone, I wouldn't have done that. Maple syrup, you disgusting swine. No, I had maple
Swine is your favourite word.
Swine is my favourite word this week. And a bit of lemon.
Maple syrup and lemon?
Yeah, a bit of sugar. Well, I halved it, so on half.
Oh,
that's
a big
okay.
Pancake. That's okay.
Okay. All right?
Yeah. Had you eaten something else?
Yeah, that wasn't my tea.
Oh, that would be my tea, you see.
Do people have pancakes just for tea?
I do.
I do a good savoury pancake, though.
What do you have when you savoury? I'm interested.
Well, whatever I say.
No, I'm really interested. Because I love a savoury pancake.
So I make a pancake, right? Make a pancake.
Yeah, with the Delia Smith recipe that never fails.
Delia Smith recipe that never fails. And then I've got spinach, ricotta. Make that up with a bit of, seasoning.
What kind of seasoning would you use on that? Because that sounds kind of bland. I love it. But I'm saying ricotta.
Well, obviously salt and pepper, but I put some other spices in there as well. And then you stuff that. Yeah. You stuff it
in there.
Right up into its pancake.
Yeah.
Roll it up.
Roll it.
A little bit of tomato sauce over the top. Put it in the oven.
Sauce.
Bit of cheese on top.
Oh, not ketchup. You're talking like
no, not ketchup. Jesus Christ.
So you bake said pancake? I
bake said pancake.
Wow.
I know.
Blown away.
I made up that recipe.
Because I
wouldn't believe it, would you?
Oh, no. Because I always put...
It's delicious.
I always put like a bit of cheese on because I do have... On Friday, because I worked...
Then, what did you do? Go on.
Well, on Tuesday night I worked. So when Tuesday morning I made some for Lenny. We had sugar and lemon. We are traditionalists with our pancakes.
I like a bit of sugar and lemon.
Always the sugar and lemon. Okay. However, when I try and do a savoury one, it always feels a bit dry. So I put a bit of cheese on.
No, you got to have something moist. Moist.
I'm thinking I'm going to go with some sour cream and cheese and try that.
Okay.
I like that you bake it like a...
If I'm doing a whole dish, Yeah, I mean, it's special.
It's special.
I dreamt about our live podcast the other day. So we're doing a live podcast.
6th of June.
6th of June. It's a free event. There'll be free booze. Please come along. Ooh. Anyway, I dreamt that it was one of those dreams where you were totally unprepared. Yeah. And it was awful. I'd forgotten all the recording equipment. And we rocked up to some scummy village hall with like 3 old blokes in the audience. And it was just horrible. And we were both wearing matching floral dresses.
Wow. I mean, there's so many things that are right with that and yet wrong at the same time. You in a dress is something I never want to see.
Don't you?
No.
I don't like wearing a dress or a skirt. I don't like the thought that there is nothing between my knickers and the outside world but air. That's not right. I want at least 2 layers of fabric.
You're worried about your crotch exposure.
I am worried about crotch exposure.
Undercarriage.
Yeah.
What's the bit that's called? It's called something, the knicker bit there.
Your vagina?
No. The bit that's on the knickers is a weird word.
Gusset.
Gusset.
I like a sturdy gusset.
Why is it called a gusset?
Why is anything called anything? You always say this. What's it called?
Because
do you know what? Benji had a really good thing this week. Go on, keep with your gusset talk. Gusset talk with Kirsty Hudson. Come on.
Like a gusset. Like we're gonna call it. It sounds like a goose for a start.
No.
It's like a baby goose.
No. Don't talk about goosing.
Anyway, it's weird.
Benji, who is a genius, as you know. I mean, you're drinking... what are you drinking at the moment?
Oh, Lemsip.
Lemsip.
Now, yeah,
he calls Lemsip Cowpole coffee.
I love
That's genius. But no, he said this morning that... He said, Mummy, have you noticed that you can turn anything into an insult if you put the word absolute before it? So you go, you absolute table.
Yeah.
You absolute mug.
Yeah.
You absolute... you absolute woman.
Yeah.
You're looking at your phone.
Yeah. No,
I
like
you there. It. Come on, and then you've gone.
I'm just I'm
flitted off.
Back
your
in the
brain's
room.
just fluttered off like a little fairy.
I like that. You absolutely. I mean, it's the same
you turn
as
anything into an insult.
It's the same as when people say, "I don't mean to be mean, but."
Yeah, you absolute Kirsty.
I mean, that's never going to be an insult, though, is it?
I think it is.
Well, it's
going to catch on.
I don't.
You're such a Kirsty Hudson.
I don't like it when people have my name.
What have
like Kirsty?
You don't like other Kirsties?
No, I think
Do you know any other Kirsties?
Well, I said to my mum, right? I said to my mum, "Why did you call me Kirsty?" She said, "Well, you look like a Kirsty."
What? As soon as you popped out?
And I've met loads of Kirsties, and I don't look like them.
Yeah, well, no, you don't actually. But also, when people have a baby, right, and they go, we're not going to decide on a name before, we're just going to see what it looks like.
Oh, I did that.
What? No, you didn't. You say you did. You bloody didn't. When a baby comes out, it looks like a baby. There are slightly ugly babies. There are slightly more squidgy babies, but they all look like babies. They do not look like a Doris or a Hank or a Kirk or a Susan.
I would like to have called my child Hank. Like that name. Hanky.
No, you had your names up your sleeve already.
I didn't have no names
really?
for Lenny. No, because I thought she was a boy.
No, but you still decided on that.
No.
Irrespective of what she looked like.
I didn't.
She did not pop out of your vagina and you thought, she looks like a Lenny.
No, I didn't think she... It took a while.
I hadn't thought about that name before, but now I see her, I'm thinking, Lenny.
Why do all your voices sound incredibly thick? Why is that? Like, why?
It's just the way I hear other people. Okay? It's just come on. All right, let's start. Come on.
Heroes.
Today we're talking about we could be
heroes just for a day.
Just for one day.
Oh, I thought that was Annie Lennox, but that's David Bowie, isn't it?
Yeah, could you not tell
No.
from my impression? You
No.
thought that was Annie Lennox.
I was thinking about Tina Turner. We don't need another hero. I love that when we were in the pub the other night that my husband said that your American accent is as bad as my American accent.
Oh, come on. I can do a various American accents.
Hey,
and
how's it going?
No.
Sorry, you couldn't get
No.
Mine is good.
You're wrong about that. Darren, you're absolutely wrong. Stop flapping your gums, boy. Or I could do the sassy, like, oh my God, Darren, you're so wrong. Like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, heroes. Let's go back to heroes. Go back to the big gay comedy night that I did.
Yeah.
Gay men and women and people part of the... I know it's going to sound like a cliche, and I don't care, Rebecca Elliott.
Don't.
Gay men and women throughout history and today and part of the LGBTQ community are my heroes because because they are still vulnerable to abuse. Yeah. And also seen as some kind of like but are they though, or is that like, or questionable in some kind of religions, and questionable like, but are they just doing it for effect? Or words like that, or like, and I just think like,
well, anyone who has to come out as themselves it's a sort of enforced heroism. Yeah. But it is impressive, and it is something to be admired, but also something like why do you have to do it? But they do. And I was reading an article from one of my good friends the other day, who wrote that you don't just come out once when you're gay. No. You have to come out consistently to every group of people that you meet. She's got a child with her wife. Every time she's in work and somebody says, what does the father do? Every time, do you know what I mean? Like, it's this never ending. And we'll talk broadly about heroes in a minute, but there is something about just people who have to put their head above the parapet. And there's an idea of heroes we have of kind of like the male, muscular, someone running into a building and saving, the damsel in distress.
Saving the kitten from the tree.
Well done. But it's quite a male thing. Testosterone-y, hero, bravery. Sure, exactly. Sure. I think that there's a male view of heroism. And actually, female heroes, your Mary Curie, your Jane Austens, your Florence Nightingales, Emmeline Pankhurst, Rosa Parks, arguably more heroic as they're working in a world that's not set up for them to act out of the ordinary, to act extraordinary, to achieve, to stick their head above the parapet, particularly in the past, Sure. So that takes kind of more bravery to really put yourself out there and say, I'm going to be knocked down. Yes, we talked earlier about trolling and this need to knock the people down who are putting themselves out there.
Sure thing.
And that goes back to being gay and to having to come out and having to go, look, I'm not, this perceived perception of normality, which is nonsense anyway. Yeah, like, this is me, and I know that some people aren't going to like it, but I have to be me. And that there's a bravery to that, and there's a heroism to that.
There really is. And I think that we assume now that we're in a very different age. And I think I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we are. Yeah. But I do know in some families, children still feel like they won't be loved unconditionally by their parents. They're doing it on Coronation Street right now.
Right.
A story with a black family, and he's come out and he's a footballer, and his dad is worried that will affect his career, and I think that's a reality. That it would affect it. You don't know of many.
And the thing is, that's a worry that would come from love, but it's misguided.
It does come from love, and I think they're doing it. I don't know. I'm not obviously not. I would like to hear someone's perspective who is gay on that storyline, because to me it seems quite positive. It seems quite well done. Obviously, I don't know that, but I just think, like, there were times where, well, I mean, it's not that long ago that it's been illegal and people were still standing up and being brave. And, like, you're literally making love illegal, or making love something that's wrong or not valued in other people. It's crazy. It's a crazy... So that would be my brave.
And talking about heroes, of course, there's kind of two different types of heroes. There's the people that inspire you. So as you grow up, you say, who are your heroes? So I say, like, for me, it was probably, I don't know, Stephen Fry and Mum and Prince and French and Saunders. I don't know, that kind of heroes. That are your personal people who inspire you.
Of course, my mum, without a doubt, the things that she's been.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
But equally, there are people who, heroes means people who sacrifice themselves for others, who do acts of heroism, like we talked about, like running into a burning building. So there's kind of two different. What it was your baby this week, heroes. What did you want to? Concentrate on.
I think that, like, it's interesting to me that heroes fluctuate. One day is a hero, and then they can be vilified.
Right.
Obviously, you've got, like, the Jimmy Saviles. He was my hero, one of my heroes when I was young. And then you look back now.
So I always thought he was a twat.
See, I was very gullible. I loved him. I wanted that. Jim will fix it.
You wanted the badge. I think I wanted the badge.
Yeah.
The
medal. It was very much a medal.
It was. I'm so sorry.
And I was going to say arguably he did lots of good. I don't think he ever probably did. Really. I mean,
it's such an extreme case. It's such an evil,
of course,
absolute sort of evil.
Yeah.
But your point there is a good one, isn't it? That no one can be a hero through and through the whole time.
No, and I think
that's not possible. We're all multifaceted.
Well, if we look at Billie Eilish, for example, right now, 18 years old, just in the Bond film, youngest person to write the Bond film, top of her game, seems to be super talented, and revered. And I think that's a lot of weight to place on someone so young,
it
like
is.
18
you can't live up to that.
No, and who is she, and how does she know who she is? Like, I don't know who I am. We've talked about that in the different times. You are many things in many times in your life. And
absolutely.
And
different people see different sides of you.
Totally. Because obviously I do like a bit of comedy and stuff, and people go, wow, that's sort of brave. And,
it is brave.
And those things. But it's really all I can do. And so I don't see it as brave. And
No, but it's, come on, like, you still get nervous before you go up on stage.
Yeah,
I think, again, that's a different kind of bravery, heroism.
It's definitely no way heroic. I'm not suggesting. It's
not heroic, but I think people can have heroes who you have that kind of don't give a crap attitude. I know you do absolutely give a crap, but to be able to project that, to be able to get on stage, to do anything where you are putting yourself up to the possibility of being shouted down, and putting yourself out on stage is absolutely asking to be put down.
Well, that goes.
And you obviously hope it doesn't go that way.
No.
But that takes a bravery to just. Most of my heroes are people who have followed their dreams,
right.
And that takes. You have to be a risk taker, and you have to be a risk taker. Any comedian to get up on stage, or any kind of performer, that's a massive risk you're taking for abject failure.
Well, it is, because you're vulnerable, and I think that people forget that. People assume that people who get into those industries, they feel that they're like they're Teflon, that they can sort of bounce things off.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely, I would argue, the opposite. I think anyone who is creative has a sensitivity that is heightened more than anyone who doesn't work in a creative field, because you are constantly putting yourself out there for judgment of others.
Right. That's a kind of bravery, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I just think it's
a hero.
But I wouldn't.
But I think it could be your personal heroes. People who inspire
I wouldn't
you.
place myself against the Malalas or anyone like the world.
No, really not.
Literally, it's not like this. But like, I have a moment. No, I literally don't.
The classic jobs that we think of as heroic, like nurses and firefighters and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But it's their job. Now, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Because
you
I'm
are.
Not. But does that is it still heroism if it's your job?
If you get paid
it's your chosen field?
I mean, I think that
what comes first, the natural aptitude
to
be heroic, to be empathetic, to be a risk taker, which are all the things you need to be that kind of hero? Or do you just want to do that job because obviously there's a certain amount of
I'm rather cynical.
Glory in being a firefighter. There's a certain amount of fulfillment, obviously, in nursing.
Totally.
But then one doesn't cancel out the other.
No, and I think that it is a skilled profession, and it's a profession that I am really thankful that they do.
I couldn't do it.
I absolutely couldn't do it. I could never be a policeman. I couldn't go put myself in situations where I'm walking into a violent situation or something like that. Or a situation where you might see something that's traumatic, like the ambulance people and the police do and the fire brigade do. And I'm so thankful that they do that job, you know, so we can look after each other.
Exactly. And something like 9/11, where obviously the firefighters were hugely heroic, and police as well. And a lot of firefighters came, you know, they weren't working that day, but they came in to help and then sacrificed their own life.
Right.
I mean, that's not a job anymore.
What do you think?
That's a calling. That's
totally. What do you think about the things like the Pride of Britain Awards? Because I'm really rather cynical about that kind of thing. I don't want to see it on TV. I don't know why. I think they should be celebrated, and I think it says more negative stuff about myself, about how I feel about it, rather than.
So what's your problem with it?
I don't know. There's something about I like the unsung hero, I suppose, like the person.
But isn't that the point of that? To sing up the unsung hero?
Perhaps.
Because God knows we have enough awards for our heroic, you know, celebrities and sports people who get medals, who get money, who get adoration anyway. I mean, the Oscars, you know, it's famous people giving other famous people awards for being famous.
I know.
Don't we need more of that? Like, this is your everyday people. This is your 12-year-old who's caring for his sick mum. This is your, you know?
I don't know. I just think there are so many people doing so much good in this world.
Do you think it's bad to single out one act over another?
I don't know what it is.
But that's the point. The media doesn't normally pick out these things.
No.
And your everyday heroes are and people like my brother, who's missionary out in Paraguay helping street kids. You know, you're not going to hear about that.
No.
Yeah, you know, we should hear about that a bit more.
We should do. I don't know. There's something just feels. I don't know. I just feel that I feel like one time we're celebrating, the next moment we're knocking people down. I kind of would rather have.
The media wants extremes.
Well, not even just that. I'd rather just people stop criticizing other people. Like, and I know that's ironic potentially what we're talking about now, but I think that if we could just be kind. Like, we say it all the time. Like, just be kind on social media. Just be kind. But people aren't kind. Like, they want to say things. They want to blame something else for something else happening. And I'd rather people not celebrate that kind of success and go, that's actually what we all could be doing. Or just not saying nasty things about people. I don't know. It's a bit like the children in need thing. It feels that similar thing. Like we've got all these people not well and unwell, and we're talking about them, but nothing's really changing. And you've got heroes doing stuff, but yet people are still being utterly cruel at the same time. And it just feels, a bit sad that I'm just like, well, why? How can we celebrate that wonderfulness when there are so many people hurting, or there's so many people vulnerable on the street, or there's so many people like, I don't know. It just feels.
I know, but surely the only way to. The only way to get through this thing called life, which has all of that crap and constantly will do, is to big up the acts of kindness, is to big up what everyday people are doing. I'm just not sure ITV are really doing it for that reason. It doesn't feel. I know what you mean. It just feels a bit. I don't know.
You're listening to Don't Laugh But, two women twattering on about stuff they reckon for no real reason at all.
There's also those little acts of heroism every day. But just like opening a door for someone.
Right.
So do you need a hand with those bags? Do you know, like, I don't know, these little just giving a smile to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just those tiny little acts. It's not about just going into a building and dragging out a puppy.
No.
Like,
I'm glad.
But then that sounds really wet to say, well, we can all be heroes if we just help our fellow man.
But I think we can all be heroes if we shut up more.
Do you think? You telling me to shut up?
No, like just on like this whole I think this whole trolling thing is really bugging me. It
is bugging you, but it's
upsetting. Like someone
we see heroes, or what are projected as heroes in the media, in society, and humanity unfortunately wants to drag them down to our level or whatever. Right. So your Oprahs or your, I don't know.
I don't mind people like that because I think they've got, although they are seasoned professionals who get, like Oprah's 60 odd years old and has worked in the industry for a long time, and I think there's a element of strength in her that she can stop and turn.
But isn't it sad that if you say that, people say, well, if you're in the public eye, then expect to be basically slagged off, get death threats, get, just horrific comments. Yeah. You have to expect that now. Yeah. That is a sad indictment of the world.
It feels a bit sad. It does. It feels a bit like,
why do we have to expect that? Why does, but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think people realise how vulnerable you feel when you're working creatively and you're saying, because there has to be an element of vulnerability with any kind of work. Like when you write, you put things out there, people will comment on it and they will criticise and they will say mostly good things. Yeah. But with that, you have to, but it's creating a strength around you that you go, well, it's really okay. Those people don't know me and they're utterly entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite inspired by, so I guess they're my heroes, people who don't seem to be affected by other people's opinions.
I know, it's something
that sort of strength.
It's certainly something.
Say they're a hero, but they're kind of a hero of might. Like I find that inspirational.
It's something I utterly aspire to be not bothered by other people's opinions. Talking of heroes again, I watched the Tom Hanks film.
The new one,
A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with Mr. Rogers.
I haven't seen it.
So he is a hero to my husband. Right. My husband grew up watching his show. Mm-hmm. He's a hero to millions of American children. Yeah. And they tried to. So the guy who went and interviewed him wanted to do an expose on him, basically, and go, well, really, can he be that perfect? Right. And he was. Right. He simply was present in the moment. He simply, like, for example, the journalist said to him, it must have been really hard growing up as your son because you're so perfect and you're so great and Mr. Rogers, well, thank you for that opinion. That's really helpful, and just constantly just brought it back to the present. Okay. And he just wasn't affected by, and his wife said, like, he is not perfect. He gets angry and he gets unnecessary. What he'll do is go, oh, I'm feeling angry. Yeah. What can I do about that? And why do I feel angry? That's interesting that I'm feeling angry.
Yeah, I'd love to be like that.
To be the observer of the emotion. Yeah. And it goes back to all the stuff I talk about all the time about just observing those feelings rather than identifying and becoming them. And he just didn't react. And the wife Darren was worried about watching it. He said, I just hope they don't spoil my childhood because he was so beautiful. Right. And it was such a love story to this man. And it's probably one of my up there with my favourite, if not favourite of all time films.
I think I need to see it. Isn't that quite a beautiful thing? That mostly what we see in the movies, what denotes a hero is someone with muscles who goes in and saves the girl more often than not. That kind of shoot 'em up kind of hero.
Yeah, of course.
The fact that we've now got that film and other films showing a different way to be a hero, different way to be a man and be brave and be a hero, that's a good thing.
Obviously we watched the Tyson Fury fight this weekend.
I got up very early and came around yours to watch it. You stayed in bed.
I did. I can't watch boxing live in case they get hurt, and I know that's ridiculous because they are going to get hurt. They're going to be hit in the head, but I was so worried that one of them was going to get particularly hurt. And he is a hero to many. And in the past, he's said things that I would balk at. Like he's said quite homophobic things and different stuff. And he has said he's revoked those statements and he said the reasons as to why. And I'm impressed that he is a man of really 6'9", like beefy chap. Beefy. He's beefy.
Pretty beefy, yeah.
And he recently said, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel.
He's had mental health problems.
So sad and cry. And these are things that are important.
Well, there's a greater strength in the vulnerability, isn't there? Which I know we've said before.
Yeah, but I think that's quite a heroic thing to say.
Exactly. There's a bravery in coming out.
Yeah, and it's good to have been mentioned.
Going back to, I guess, to him not having said things in the past, if we put someone on a pedestal for being a hero, and then we knock them down because we felt, well, they did this, or they had an affair, or they said this once, and we want to bring them down. But can't people be a hero in one sphere and be very much flawed and human in another? Like Gandhi, obviously massive hero. He beat his wife. Right. Obviously that's an extreme case, but that doesn't mean that the heroic things he did were any less heroic.
It does make me feel sad, though.
I know. But that's the thing. Can we separate the act from the person? Can we separate?
I don't know. I don't know. Like we talked about the LGBT community, didn't we? And about trans, and like someone like Jermaine Greer, who's obviously changed things dramatically.
Right,
for
and
women.
He's a massive feminist hero. Feminism would not be where it is today. You wouldn't have your Caitlin Morans today unless you'd had what Jermaine Greer said back in the day.
Yeah, and she's saying things that don't sit well with me. But now she's saying
crazy stuff that does not sit well with most feminists and should not. But then you can't then dismiss all the fantastic stuff she has said and does continue to say when she's not banging on about the wrong.
But does the things she says now?
We're all flawed.
We are all flawed. But does the things she say now have more gravitas and more damage because of all the great stuff she's done? I mean, is that
maybe? But then I don't know. I think there are so many people that just realise that what she's saying about trans people is wrong.
I hope so.
I think so. Did people say to you that you were brave when your dad died, when you were 12? Because that's a different kind of heroism, that enforced heroism.
Yeah.
So people go, you're such a hero, you're so brave for doing this. And you think, well, I didn't have any choice. If I'd had choice, I wouldn't have.
What about you, because I'm not sure people did to me, because I was different time I was young, I don't really remember.
Yeah, a lot of people have said to me that I was brave. Or
how brave
not hero,
you?
But brave for obviously having Clemmy had severe brain damage and then died at age 10, just for people who haven't listened before, and it's all a bit weird. But is it bravery if it's not a choice? Because life hands you this stuff. We all have tragedy. We all have stuff that we have to absolutely deal with and plough on with. But it's not. I didn't throw myself into the burning building. The burning building just happened around me. You know,
it's interesting.
And you crack on the best you can.
Yeah, you had no choice.
Yeah. But those ideas of heroism, which you get in your
Children in Need,
the stories on Children in Need.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Which are inspirational and all that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But equally, kind of think, but wouldn't we all react in that way? So I don't. Do you know what I mean?
Do you see yourself as a hero, as brave?
No.
Have you ever?
No, Christ, no.
I'm a hero.
Yeah, I'm a hero. Who would say that about themselves? Has any hero ever said, I'm a hero?
I am a hero.
Because then they immediately become not a hero.
I am a hero. Do you know why I'm a hero?
You're my hero.
Shall I tell you why I'm a hero? Thank you. I'll take that.
Just a small thank you?
I'll take that. I'm going to run with it. Did
you ever know that you're my hero?
Yeah. I'm not sure about that. That's quite disturbing.
Just gonna get more gravitas.
I'm in.
What's your point?
I'm in King's Cross toilets. It says be a hero.
Okay.
Don't flush things down the toilet. I mean that's
heroic.
Imagine that you're in a lineup. You're with Superman. You're with Spider-Man, and you're the one who didn't flush things down the toilet. I mean, what's your cape going to look like? I mean, that's a lot of information.
That's true.
I didn't flush. I mean, no, you can't have that because that isn't a hero. You've got to flush. I didn't flush things down the toilet. I mean, there's a lot of words. It's not going to be just as simple as, is it? Like Superman or.
So you say that's your superpower, not flushing things down the toilet?
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I forgot to ask our butters.
Yeah.
Deborah and John.
Oh.
I forgot to ask that. I mean, you forgot as well, but somehow it always falls to me, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've got no contributions from this.
No, because we didn't ask them.
No, because I'm not a hero. All right?
You're my hero.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, you going to sing?
Did you ever?
Thank you.
No,
right.
No. Is there any other songs about heroes? There's loads of songs.
There's loads.
Yeah.
I need a hero.
I could just be a hero just for one day. Oh, no, hero just for one day.
That's what I was singing earlier. It's a bloody Bowie song. I've been singing for hero. Just for one day. That's the Bowie song. I'm doing David Bowie there. Is that not clear?
You're wearing his t-shirt. You wore that the other night out.
I've washed it since then.
Oh, I do hope so.
What's wrong with me wearing a Bowie t-shirt out?
There's nothing wrong with it, mate.
Okay. Do you have anything for anything else on heroes? Firstly, who were your heroes when you grew up?
Oh gosh, I mean, Oprah's always been a consistent hero. Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg has always been a hero. Although recently she's been rather finding.
Whoopi is her middle name cushion.
Yeah, I've been finding. Good job. I've been finding Whoopi rather frustrating on the American.
I love Whoopi Goldberg. Don't.
Okay, I've just been finding.
I'm gonna say it properly. I love Whoopi Goldberg. Don't. What?
I've been finding a little bit frustrating.
Why? What's she been doing?
Just commenting a lot on Bernie. There's a whole sort of backlash, and I just think
the Bernie backlash.
Well, I think with politics, it's all just opinionated, and
well, that's pretty much the thing. Yeah, politics. It's all opinions, isn't it?
I don't think. Yes, it is. Yeah, it just is. It's nothing else.
No, it's fine. Biggest revelation in life is to realise that everything you believe is just an opinion.
It really
is just as valid as everyone else's opinion.
And I like this. Relax. Nothing is under control.
That's nice. Okay. I mean, it sounds like a crappy meme with a picture of a cat.
No, picture of Snoopy, of course.
Okay.
Would you have been a hero? Could you imagine, like in the time when the war was happening, like hiding a Jewish person in? Would you? I would like to think I would.
Well, everyone would like to think they would.
I am terrified. I'm a terrified human.
The bravery
I'm not sure
there, the risk taking, because I was reading about this. I was reading about what traits.
Sorry.
What? What have I done?
The bravery. The risk taking. Like you were picking up some movie. What would they do next?
Shut up. I was reading about what makes a hero. Like what? Why are you scratching your tits?
It's
like,
okay. It's my breastbone.
What traits you need to be a hero? They were looking into this, and obviously there's no one trait that you need, but you do need to be a risk taker,
right?
But obviously not go too far, because if you're a crazy risk taker, then you're just going to end up dying. And also you have to have empathy, but again, not too much empathy, because people who have too much empathy kind of get weighed down with what other people are affected with.
Yeah.
So you need like the right amount of risk taking.
I've got too much
and the right amount of empathy.
Yeah.
And those things all come together. And we like you on the train when you got slapped.
Yeah.
That was an interesting look into, whether people step in or not. We were in first class, you got slapped, literally no one stepped in.
Nobody.
Whatsoever. And apparently that's the bystander effect kind of coming into play, and that everyone thinks someone else will step in, so I don't need to do anything. And equally everyone feels a bit awkward because you're in a room, a train carriage full of other people. They're worried that if they put their head above the parapet, then they will get embarrassed or shot down or whatever. So they do nothing.
Yeah.
But then, of course, we went into the other carriage, and the big muscle guy, who was like their classic kind of testosterone-y hero.
Sure.
He wanted to go and beat up the guy who just hit you. So that's kind of classic hero. But I'm thinking probably in another situation, that guy was probably an arse.
Yeah.
Because he was very kind of violent and like, I'll have him.
Mm.
So you need the right kind of person to be a hero in different situations. And perhaps that's why we're all different, Kirst.
Perhaps it is.
Because some people will be a hero in that situation, but not in that situation.
Of course.
And some people are built to be a hero in that situation, but not that situation.
I've got one thing to ask about that beautiful thing that you just said.
Yeah.
What's a parapet?
I think it's a small wall. I think it is. But I don't know.
So you're hiding behind the small wall.
Yeah, and then you put your head above. Hello.
Ooh, like that. That's gorgeous.
Now, do you have a lovely hole? And can we get right up inside that? Can we delve into your lovely hole? Have you not got a lovely hole?
Yeah.
Oh, are we so miserable? You're not saying anything through your lovely eyes.
My lovely hole was a man who walked in with utter confidence, with utter swag.
Yeah.
With a beret on.
To where?
Into Wetherspoons.
Really?
With his daughter. Just had a regular outfit on and a green beret. Now, it wasn't a green beret. It wasn't the army. It wasn't the army kind of green beret look. No, it was just a hat.
Was it at a jaunty angle?
It was not at a jaunty angle. It was kind of just like...
pulled down a bit?
It was just in the middle of his head, sort of there.
Oh, no.
And he left it on for slightly too long at the Wetherspoons because it was warm in Wetherspoons, and me and my husband, we looked at him quite a lot, and we were like, "Oh, he's wearing a beret. That's awesome. Look at him wearing a beret." He didn't care.
Bit of a Frank Spencer look, isn't it? Throwback.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't do the impression.
I won't.
Don't do it.
Can't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't know how to do it.
Well, you know, at the moment.
Oh, Betty.
No, I hate it. Don't.
It's not even like a good impression.
It sends shivers down my spine.
It's not even a good impression.
I just can't bear anyone doing an impression of Frank Spencer.
Oh.
Also, our American listeners won't have a clue what you're talking about.
No. And I love our Americans. I like to get right up there with the Americans.
I know you do, don't. Right, lovely hole. I've got a lovely hole.
Have you?
Yeah, Scotland. Scotland has just...
The whole of Scotland?
The whole of Scotland. Well, it's just decreed that it's going to give free tampons to women.
Oh,
free sanitary products.
Wow.
I know. Trying to rule out period poverty.
That's exciting.
That's a huge thing. And why the hell shouldn't we do that? But I just thought that's amazing.
Well, I mean, we have talked about how
I want to move to Scotland now. I really want to move there.
I know.
Not just for the free tampons, but the fact that they did it.
The fact, and we've talked about that a lot, how we could just learn so much from Scotland. Like, so many things are better in Scotland.
Oh, so many things. Awkward corner. I got a very small one. I'll tell you what it was.
Oh.
Met someone the other day.
Yeah.
She was a nice lady.
Nice lady.
Right. Met someone.
Was she called Susan?
Don't know.
Right.
Shook her hand. And she just did this.
Was it limp?
It was, it was really, like, she didn't move it.
Oh.
It was like just a kind of damp flannel wafted towards me.
Rebecca
But
Elliott.
what do you do with that? Because I want to grip and shake.
You want to grip and shake.
But then I felt like I was hurting her because she was sort of pathetically like, just gonna, what was I supposed to kiss it? What did she want me to do with that?
Yeah, awkward.
It was awkward.
It is awkward.
Got right on my tit end.
I got so many. I was thinking
the hand
recently.
Didn't, just the situation.
I'm recently thinking about so many awkward things that you say.
That I say?
What would I say? And then I just go, oh my God.
What?
I was telling someone like who's Jewish, and I was going, I'd love to be Jewish. And then you think, that just sounds so ridiculous.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, and
you don't want to be Jew, you just want to be Jewish.
I mean, why? Why would I say something so ridiculous?
I don't know.
I mean, it's because I was trying to say, like, you don't have I have no religion. I want to hang my identity. You want me to just shut up?
No, carry on,
guys.
Keep going.
My other callings, I got in the jacuzzi.
You what?
Got in the jacuzzi at the gym.
You got in a jacuzzi?
Yeah, got in the jacuzzi. There was 2 people in there.
Yeah.
She was wearing a thong, taking photos of her boyfriend in the jacuzzi in the gym. I just want to say I'm in the middle of them.
You sat in the middle of them? Excuse me?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
She's sitting there and like with no shame.
She had a thong.
She was wearing a thong, taking photos. I mean, he was a handsome young fella. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he deserved to be photographed.
Not in the jacuzzi.
No. Man.
Yeah. No, that's upsetting.
Yeah. So when I walked in the steam room, I realised that everyone just looks like they're depressed in the steam room. They just have their hands in their heads and their elbow on their knee, and they're just like contemplative and oh my God, my life is over and I'm in the steam room.
But equally, you can't look jolly in the steam room without looking like an absolute nutter. I mean, if you walked into the steam room and someone's sitting there smiling, gurning at you going, hey, we're in the steam room, join me, come on, sit here. They pat this is what you do, don't you?
Pat the seat.
Pat the bench next to you. Come and sit here. I don't know. Come and sit here. Come and scooch up.
I've never been able to sit
with clammy thighs pressed up against each other with some jolly twat. Oh, no, you're supposed to be depressed in the steam room. You've got me all horny now. That's
clammy thighs.
That's going to be my new ringtone. Just use you got me all horny now.
I've never been able to sit on in the steam room without making a farty noise.
No, actually, you did show me that last time we were in the steam room.
Never happened.
Last time, look, we're in there all the time. We went into a steam room once, and you did prove that when you sit down in the steam room, it does go.
It does. Is it just for me? Is that just me? Is that me and my big cheeks?
Yeah, I think so.
You noticed my rider ham hump the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I find it weird that you call it that, like it's a medical condition. But that's your family name, right?
Yeah, it's my mum's.
Well, you've got an arse shelf that you could, haven't you? Which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
You could balance a pint.
Yeah.
If you were in a bar and you didn't have anywhere else to put it.
Put it on my...
You could just offer your arse around, is it?
Yeah.
It's a mobile table.
When we discussed that further, I did show you the fact that I like having a belly, like, because you can slip your phone underneath
Just underneath the belly fold.
Just underneath the belly. And
just keep that there when you're sitting
down. Like a little flesh pocket. All right, my people, my friends, my lovers.
Is that it? Are we done?
Yeah, we're done, mate.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. So have a good week and tell someone about the podcast.
Yeah,
probably
tell
not,
someone.
Probably not this one. It probably wasn't the best one to showcase. Can you not look at your phone because we're wrapping up now? You're about. Oh my God, Kirsty Hudson, come on, back in the room. Back in the room. Look at me. Look at me. Look into my eyes, not around the eyes. Okay. Gonna wrap up. Try and smile.
Love you. Have a great week, people, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Kirsty will be happy next week. She will.
I'll be happy.
We'll all be happy.
I'm allowing people to feel their feelings this week. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Feel your feelings, people.
Feel your feelings.
Don't become them. Just feel them. Love ya. Have a good week.
Love you. Have a good week. Bye.
Rebecca and Kirsty will be back next week to once again audibly spoon you with their firm yet malleable twatterings.